This is Fred Beck from Fred Talks Fighting. I'm joined by Tayler Holder. The last time we did an interview was July. So far, you've done very well with your music, got on tour, and you're fighting again.
Yes,
Pretty exciting
sir.
times ahead.
Dude, oh my God, it's been crazy. Yeah, to wrap up the last year, we got off tour, doing really, really good on the country music side of everything, and last minute we're here. It was super random, but we're here, man.
How long have you been training for before all of this? Has it been on and off? Kind of full on?
Dude, honestly, I mean, it's been off and on. Like, I'm in the gym here and there, obviously, just to stay like sharp and stuff like that. But as far as like running and like being in a camp, I haven't been at all. And then Mams called me like 2 days ago and was like, yo, like, how much are you weighing? Da da da. I have this guy, his opponent just backed out. I was like, all right, cool. When's the fight? He goes, next weekend. I was like, oh, shit. I was on Broadway at a bar when he called me. I was like, Mams, I am not exactly in fight shape right now, but fuck, let's run it, man. So we're here.
So what weight is this fight at?
It's at like 180, 185.
And where would you prefer to fight at?
With like a longer notice, I'd probably get down to like 70.
70.
Yeah, I walk around at like 85 or so. So it was I'd like to cut down a lot more.
Do you think there's a lot of speculation? Obviously, you haven't fought since Gibb, and that was what, back in 2019, I reckon? 2019?
No, it was like 2021. Yeah.
Okay.
So
It's been a long layoff, about 3 years out of the ring for yourself.
Yeah.
A lot of excitement. Do you feel like you got a lot to prove since the Gibb fight?
Dude, absolutely, man. That's what I was saying. It was kind of like not the most ideal fight week to be in. You know, I was set up to fight in May or June or something like that, but so I had time. I wasn't supposed to start camp till like 2 weeks from now, but you know, we've been going through, my coach, whenever I got the phone call, my coach was out of town. He doesn't come back till Saturday morning, literally the day of the fight. You know, all that stuff. My family, our house burned down and stuff like that. So I was supposed to be in Texas this coming weekend for that. Cause
Your house burned down?
Yeah, man. So like they're bulldozing the house, all that stuff. So I was like, this is like not the most ideal thing to take, but let's run it. So like in coming off of the Gibb thing, I wanted to come back and make like the, you know, like a good comeback, a good, like I wanted everyone to see me at my sharpest and all that stuff. And this definitely isn't going to be my sharpest and the best I could be, but I think we're going to go out there and still win this thing though.
Certainly. And is this your big kind of comeback to influence boxing? Is this going to become a regular occurrence for you fighting on Misfits? Or is it more of a one-off? How do you rank it?
Right now, I think it's a one-off, but this is definitely like a comeback for sure because I haven't fought in so long. But the comeback, we're waiting. We're still waiting on that one. It's gonna be a good one though.
Okay, interesting. And so 170, that's kind of the 165 and 170. That's most like the hottest kind of fights in Misfits boxing and in crossover boxing are the 165 and 170 weight class.
Yeah.
Who do you think you're going to fight after this fight?
Dude, I know that they had me fighting some guy, or that's who they were planning on fighting in May or June. I forgot his name, but so I already have somebody, but I don't think he's like he's a big like fitness guy or whatever. But I don't think he hasn't done a whole lot in the fighting space just yet. But yeah.
Would the Gibb rematch tempt you at all?
You know, a lot of people have been asking it, man. I respect the hell out of Gibb, and I think it'd be fun to get back there and do it again.
How does the rematch go? You trained a lot. Gibb, I think he's still training, but he's been a little bit inactive recently. I guess you've been inactive yourself as well. So it kind of evens out or perfectly. There's a lot of history there in the first line, a lot of good promo. How's the rematch go with you and Gibb?
Dude, I think like with me getting my feet wet, you know, he's obviously been in the ring and stuff like that a lot more than me. I don't have a lot of like experience on my belt and under the lights and in the crowds and all that stuff. I think that's where I fell apart the first time. You know, he kept the pressure on me. He did a hell of a job doing that. I think that I could have made it a more fun and closer fight if I would have just let my hands go, you know. I think that like I was catching a lot on defense and stuff like that. He caught me a couple good times. I think it could have been definitely a little different if the nerves wouldn't have got to me. You know, it was a lot to take in for my first fight and all that stuff. But like I said, man, all the credits to him. He kept coming forward. He kept the pressure on me. He kept me from throwing, you know what I mean? So, but I think we go back to the drawing boards. I think that let me get a couple fights underneath my belt. Let me get used to the lights and all that stuff. And I think it'd be a really, really fun fight to run back at some point.
Do you think for this time around, obviously it's a little bit of a smaller stage, but do you think you'll have the nerves for this national card?
I think nerves are normal. I think if you don't get nerves, you shouldn't be doing it. You know what I mean? I think that's a part of it. You know, I know people have been fighting their whole lives and they still get nervous. But I think with it being a smaller crowd, smaller stage, I think it'll definitely help me out. I've been out for a long time, so there's going to be look at this guy. So there is always going to be a little bit of nerves for sure going into it. But after we get that first bell ring and we're in there for the first minute or so, it'll kind of all come back to me. So
do you feel like, obviously you're one of the biggest names on the card, do you feel like you got a lot of pressure on you to perform, to make a statement, that a decision win won't quite cut it, you need a stoppage win in this?
You know, honestly with me, we were talking about this because a couple people asked me this about, oh, are you going to go out there and try to knock him out? Are you going to, decision this or whatever? Honestly, man, like if I see the opening, if I see the shot, I'm going to take it. I'm not going out there, I'm going to knock this guy out or whatever. I'm just going to go out there and I'm going to box him. I'm going to beat him up for all 4 rounds if that's what it takes and win the fight. I took this fight on a 4 or 5 day notice, so like I said, my cardio isn't at the greatest right now, but it's not stopping anything, man. We're going to go out there, we're going to box, we're going to do what we can, and if I get him out of there earlier, that's cool because they ain't paying us for overtime, you know what I mean? So, but if not, then we're boxing them all 4 rounds, so.
That's fair enough. 4 3 minutes, that's what it is, isn't it? 4 3s. No.
Yeah.
And obviously KSI is going to be here in Nashville. Do you reckon KSI will come back to boxing?
Man, I'd love to see it. He's been out for a little while as well, man. I'm still waiting on that Jake and KSI fight, man. I think we all are.
Who are you backing for that one?
Man, dude, all respect to KSI and what he's done, but Jake is like a brother to me, man. I got to roll with Jake. I got to stick with him, man, always.
What do you think, Jake? How do you reckon that fight goes then? You reckon KSI boxes him, Jake outboxes him, Jake stops him? How does that fight play out when eventually, hopefully, happens?
I think it's going to be a good fight. They're both really, really tough guys. I think Jake is just, I think overall experience and credible people that he's been in there with. I think Jake takes that card, man, and I think Jake gets a stoppage, whether it's KO or just stoppage overall. I think Jake wins that fight. I know a lot of the UK is going to be really mad at me right now, and I'm so sorry, but I think that's what it is, man.
We'll see. I mean, hopefully it can be made. I know a lot of people do see it as like dead in the water, but hopefully that can be made. But Tayler, I do appreciate your time, and yeah, I'll see you soon.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
See you soon. Yes, sir.
Love it. Thank you very much, Tayler.